Great to have you with us. In our first story, the 2020 Basic Education Certificate examination has begun in earnest, with many candidates very optimistic of their performance. My colleagues Inathalia Kwanzaa and Martina Bugwi have been interacting with some students prior to their first paper on their preparedness.
Okay. My name is Raymond Kaitini, final year student, BECE 2020. I can say we are fully prepared for these exams, no matter what we are meeting, because for all the 3 years of studies, we are sure that our God will guide us through this paper, and nothing can stop us.
What did you do that makes you confident that you will pass?
We solved all past questions, possible questions, and all mock papers from our colleagues and others from other schools.
There was a break and you came back to school. Did it affect you in any way?
I don't think so. We were studying at home.
Because once I was in the house, I was learning because I knew I was to write an exam, so I didn't leave my books aside.
I see. So what did you do different?
I started learning hard because this has been one of my external exams I'm to write. I've never written an external exam, so I was well prepared so that I can pass well and get to this.
What's your name?
Adoshaku Hafsa from Springfield Academy.
Now, in the Northeast region, however, a gentleman was arrested by police for attempting to smuggle foreign materials to some students. Eliasu Tanko joins us with more. Eliasu, tell us about this incident at the center you visited.
Well, this incident happened at the Wale Senior High School here in the Northeast region, where about 6 schools are writing the BECE, and the BNI officer arrested this gentleman. According to the details, this gentleman came there. He's a former student anyway of that school, and he came to the senior high school. According to the BNI, he came with 3 other colleagues, and they were arrested. The gentleman was having his possession some foreign materials that he attempted to give to some of the candidates. As we speak, the gentleman has been handed over to the police, who are currently detaining him at the center there.
Right. Have the police told us anything about the incident?
Well, the police are detaining this gentleman. They said they will take him to their office for further investigation.
Eliasu, thank you very much for those updates from the Northeast region. The latest being that a man has been arrested for attempting to smuggle in some foreign materials into the exam hall. To the Volta Regional Capital, where Ivy Setoji reports that the examination started smoothly until one of the female candidates has had what her father described as a spiritual attack, resulting in the manifestation of some unknown spirits. Speaking to JoyNews, the father of the girl said the problem started this morning when they were leaving the house for the examination center at Mauli Senior High School. Ivy Setoji joins us live with more. Ivy, what exactly happened?
So I got to the Mauli school, senior high school, where they were writing exams, and getting there, we saw a young girl, female student, being possessed, and the father said it was spiritual, that this thing started for some time now. This morning when they were leaving the house, it took him a lot of trouble to carry the student to the campus for the exam. And that's been like that according to the father. And so what happened was they had to relocate her to a shed opposite the exam hall before she was able to sit down for a while. Prayers were said by the father, who is also a prophet, and some family members before she was able to start the exam. So she started the exam, started writing the exam before let's come.
Ivy, I want you to describe what the girl did for me. Did she shout in the middle of the examination? Did she fall on the ground? What exactly happened?
Yeah, so she, when you go to church, you see how people fall on the ground under the influence of some sort of spirit. That was what was happening to the girl. I think she was trying to say something. She was shouting. People were trying to hold her. The father was also there to hold her. And at the point, they used some herbs to put in her mouth. and used the rest to put on her head and then spray it all over her chest.
And this was after the paper had begun. This was during the examination.
Yes, this was before the exam even started. Okay, so they moved her to outside under a shed opposite the examination hall, and she started again, and a help was brought for the father to do all this before. After some 10 minutes, I asked her if she was okay. She said yes, that she was going to try to write the exam. And while she was writing the exam, the family members were there praying for her, and just at her back, and the supervisors were also there to supervise.
Right. Let's now hear from the father of this girl.
Bobo confess na. Be ayenye enonye. No bia. Asema kwa winter prophecy me.
Okay.
Ta na mi church one always ya Bobo confess na. And no kubai. That before me badge no dog. That confess be you no. Ayibi awudedia. Eta me bula be ma to chule primary ayide JSS. Aka me be yige, ayi JSS na. No be ma ngun BECE, I me be ngun. That before me achula ko na menye vini wala ko. Afi me kwe da mutu. Ni do moji. Abi agire mutu aji. No bona mo be ma go. Ka Yesu leaders. Kaka mi ba do fi am to mutoko oboga ko le mutaji ko do gbe mi ba le kini o da kaka wa se fi ta mi ado ma wule ta du jo pa enu.
Okay.